You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
I detect another theme for the bumper music this week, Christopher.
You are correct.
And what would that theme be?
Classic video games. Older video games.
Classic older video games. Okay. This one, I think, would be Mario.
That is correct.
All right.
1 for 1.
1 for 1. Let's see what we can do as we go on in the show today. Welcome back, folks. You are listening to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan. I'm broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. The show is brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing, soffits, fascia, decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Give them a call at 763-441-1334 and tell them Gene sent you. It's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give them a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit caimn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at caimn.com and click on Membership.
The next story we're going to give our attention to is with FHA. That's right, they are poised to release new rules. And you guessed it, they're going to impact homeowner associations again in a big way. Now, according to FHA, their soundbite is in an effort to help responsible homeowners and heal the real estate market, they've come up with an additional rule. And all I can say is FHA is at it again.
There you go again.
That's right. And these are the same people who brought you last year, if you remember, discrimination charges if in your governing documents as a homeowners association you prohibited rentals of less than 30 days. Of course, the pushback was so great after that came out that they finally reneged on that. And hopefully we can see some pushback again this year to prevent what it is that they want to do now. What is that? What is in FHA's sights? Transfer fees. And what are transfer fees? Well, historically, in a homeowners association, when a developer was building a homeowners association, one of the things that the association is responsible for is taking care of the capital replacement of all long-range items that would need to be done 10 years away, 15 years out, 20 years out, things like roofs and siding, which homeowners would share together. They didn't want them to be unaware and then all of a sudden have huge special assessments. And so the idea is by putting money in a reserve fund and continuing to add to that when some of those things needed to be replaced years down the road, if things were done correctly, there wouldn't need to be a special assessment. And so, but FHA is kind of short-sighted in how they take a look at this fee and what they think this fee is for. And so what happened is, like I said, the developer would say to homeowners, the first person buying in an association, in addition to purchasing the home, they would have to pay a transfer fee, and that was typically 1 to 2 months of a person's monthly assessment, homeowner association assessment, in addition to their first payment. And that went into helping to start the fund, the capital replacement fund. Now, as the development got full and all of those first-time buyers did that, now you end up a year or two later, have a rollover, and now you have some of those homes now being sold again for a second time or a third time. And people that were on the board said, hey, wait a minute, how come we had to pay an additional 2 months up front to kind of get things going for the reserves? We know we need more money for the reserves. Why don't we continue to ask for that from all subsequent homeowners who would purchase in the association? And so here in Minnesota, I want to say about 12, 15 years ago, number of homeowner associations started saying, you know what, I think that would be a wise idea. And so that's what has been happening. So in addition to all of the fees that they have, there is this transfer fee, okay? And homeowners were saying it only seemed right and fair. Now, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which are the two quasi-governmental organizations that help in providing low-interest loans for first-time buyers, they have no problem with the idea of a transfer fee. Why then does FHA? That's a good question, isn't it? You know, there are some people that are on some board of FHA that are making these rules, and we see new ones rolling out each and every year. It makes me want to think, this question I don't know, and that is, I'd like to know who sits around making up some of these ridiculous rules. I wonder if they have a want ad that has some sort of qualifications for the job that says qualifications must live in a tower, preferably an ivory one. And number 2, must not be associated in any way with the HOA industry, because that would be awful if you knew what you were talking about. And so FHA said, we have a problem with transfer fees. Now, it's a noble idea what they're thinking about. They're saying, you know what? This we're providing, FHA is financing for first-time home buyers. We're helping people get in with a lower amount down, about 3 to 3.5% of the price of the home instead of 10 or 20% down payment. And they said, we see all of these other fees being tacked on, and we want to try and protect the consumer, the home buyer, from another fee. And that is a noble cause, but I think they just don't understand what's going on. There are a lot of fees, no doubt, when you purchase a home. If you've purchased a home and taken a look at what's called the HUD-1 statement, that's going to be a list of all of the money that was contributed by the buyer, by the seller, and then the second page is all of the expenses and charges that are being charged. And what are some of the many, many fees that a home buyer has to take care of when they go to a closing? Well, of course, you know there's what's called the origination fee. And what's that? The origination fee? Well, that's the fee that the lender or the bank gets for getting the person approved for the loan. That's what the underwriter gets. That's shared with the mortgage the mortgage person who's helping you out to get the loan. There are what's called an appraisal fee, because you got to have the house appraised. If the bank's going to give you a loan, they say, we want to know that what we're giving you is at least as valuable, if not more, than what I'm getting tongue-tied here. The house that you're buying, we want to make sure that we're not giving you more money than what it's worth, basically. There is what's called an abstract fee. There are lender's title policy fees. There's a recording fee, because after everything's all said and done, it's got to be recorded with the county. If it's in a homeowners association, there's what's called a resale disclosure fee, because there are people that are involved in having to put together information. There is what's called a realtor recording fee or documents fee. And why is that? Well, realtors are required for 5 years after a closing to be able to pull together at a moment's notice all of the information and everything that took place in the closing. And so they've got to be able to manage that and be able to produce that. So that costs extra money. There's a duck stamp fee. A duck stamp fee in the state of Minnesota. That's right. That was just put on by the legislature, a number of years ago. They thought, oh, yeah, that's going to help with the DNR and with conservation efforts with fowl here in the state. So everybody's putting on a fee, but FHA says, wait a minute, this transfer fee is too much. And we're going to explore more why FHA has such a big problem with this, but we're going to take a break right now. So don't go away. A lot more of Where You Live after these messages.